never going to let me leave this building. John, you've been one of the unexpected things that came out of the Defenders. Was when we were making Daredevil, the folks at Netflix said, you know, that guy that plays the Punisher, he should probably have his own series. And so we agreed. John, you've been shooting. How you feel like
look, I'm, you know, Frank's very much in my heart, and I'm eternally grateful to get another crack at him. And you know, I just want to say to the members of the law enforcement community and ladies and men who serve this country and our military, and to the comic book fans that Frank belongs to, we're going to do our best to get it right, and I hope you guys dig it.
I'm actually so proud of what it is that you've been doing and how seriously you take this, that as I told you guys, there are going to be surprises.
You said there'd be surprises. You said there'd be surprises before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, can you show them anything? I mean, I know it's all... Could you bend the rules a little bit?
This is what we're going to do, is we're going to show you just... we're going to show you a clip from Punisher. Needless to say, there's more. And we'll have more on that soon. And now I am very, very proud to announce the reason that all of you waited online and came into Hall H. We're going to start the show. So I'd like you to please give a warm welcome. Some of the folks you know are here, and some of the folks that are coming as a surprise to you. There's a man who had a terrible problem on his hands, which was how the hell he was going to make all of this work. I'm so glad that he did such a wonderful job. He's our showrunner and our head writer, Marco Ramirez. There's not a whole lot I need to just tell you other than she plays Colleen Wing. Jessica's here. You've fallen in love with her on Daredevil. You will see her in The Punisher, but you'll also see her as part of our cast of Defenders. Where are you? Go, okay, well, it's Google. We need to go back down that way.
Really?
Yes.
Should I take the back?
Take your thing and go back down that way. Perfect. And then we'll come down this way. No, we didn't do anything, Jeff. Anyway, I was in the middle of introducing Deb Ann Wall. Oh yes, we're doing that. We'll have a lot to talk about today. She broke Matt's heart, and then broke all of our hearts. Elodie plays Elektra. I'm going to ask all of you, because you were so kind to me, that there's a real reason that you should ever get out of your seats. She is just the first lady of everything. Could you please stand up and give a warm welcome to Sigourney Weaver. Colter plays Luke Cage. played. Netflix would very much appreciate if now you took as many pictures as you'd like and you'd hashtag them, hashtag defend. So take your picture. Okay, so if you've taken your picture, sit down so somebody else can take the picture. That'd be great. We love that. Done that? Now we're gonna play a game where you guys are gonna look at the name that's in front of you and make sure it's yours. Okay, it was a great idea in rehearsal.
That's hilarious.
Please take a seat. I think you all know that we've been incredibly fortunate to have our friends at Netflix not just order a season 2, but a season 3 of Daredevil. I think you know that currently in the city of New York, and I'm so glad that they both could get on a plane in order to be here, because they literally were working last night in New York. Krysten Ritter is doing season 2 of Jessica Jones. Colter is doing season 2 of Luke Cage. And I am proud to announce something that none of them know, and that is we will start production on season 2 of Iron Fist. A friend of Colleen Wing's may be coming by, and that makes me a little misty. So we're gonna kick this off. Marco, I think the best way to describe this is we took 4 completely different television series, of which you were integral to 2 seasons of Daredevil. As someone mentioned today, it was like taking 4 different jigsaw puzzles, putting them in the box, shaking up the box, handing you the puzzle, and then taking the box away. How did you approach this? What did you hope to accomplish? Did you get there? God, I hope you did, because it's done. Tell us a little bit about making Defenders.
Yeah, The Defenders was probably the most challenging writing assignment I've ever had in my life. And I think mostly because the characters are all so independent, and because the fan base is clearly all there for each of the shows. So the big challenge was honoring each of those characters, so it never felt like any of the characters were coming and visiting Daredevil's world, or any of the characters coming to Luke Cage's world, but actually that Defenders was its own story and self-contained. So that was really the big challenge, and I think we did that.
I think you did too.
Good.
I think that's super cool. Jess, you got to play Colleen Wing in Iron Fist, which was obviously you had a tremendous amount of fun, particularly when you were cage match fighting. And for those of you that go back and look at it, that's her in that cage. Like she's just, we couldn't keep her on the ground. So tell us where in Defenders where you go, because you have kind of issues.
Yeah, I mean, Colleen has really had her whole life ripped away from her at the end of Iron Fist.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Your fault. Her surrogate father, like her religion, her family, even her dojo. And so she, we catch up with her in Danny, and they're not in New York, they're somewhere else. And she really hasn't come to terms with what's happened emotionally and mentally, and she needs to move forward with her life. She needs to go through the grieving process.
But will there be more badassery from you?
Yeah, with a lot of being, awesome.
Or I guess bad buttery is what I was looking for in Hall H. Sorry. Deb, you've had a busy year with us, and we're so grateful. You were bouncing, literally, at some points you were shooting Defenders in the day and going to Punisher at night. Just tell us a little bit about what that was like for you.
Yeah, it was interesting because, each time I do one of these it's like 3 shows now that Karen Page is on, and I reached out to Rosario because I was like, how are you doing this? But yeah, trying to keep her sort of consistent across all of the different shows, and luckily the writers have been so great and saying they want to put their kind of extra layer on it, but they really wanted me to add in, if I felt it was right, and so I don't know, it's been really fun to kind of keep adding on and getting everyone's input. Thank you! You guys rock!
That's rock. Elodie, you're dead. I don't understand.
I'm not.
No spoilers for those of you that have seen Daredevil Season 2. At the very end, she was put in a grave, and that would have been it. But that's not it, is it?
No, it's not, and I'm really glad that, I came back to life.
Tell us about Elektra in this world, because it's not who you played before.
No.
As much as you can, I guess.
Yeah. So basically, Elektra is amnesiac. She doesn't remember who she is, and she's trained by Alexandra to be some sort of a weapon. And I guess the question for my character is how much of the Elektra that we know remains. So we'll find out, I guess, in the series.
And we will see. I will tell you a very short story. When we first started talking about who Alexander was going to be, Sigourney's name was mentioned, and we all let out a collective squee, because that just sounded like maybe the best idea ever. I spoke to Drew Goddard, who had worked with her before, and I said, just tell me. And he said the most accurate thing in the world, and that is, she's exactly what you want Sigourney Weaver to be. It's just a class act all the way from top to bottom, and joined what I always see as sort of, we're just getting by, and yet you came in and elevated it all. What was it like when you first came to the Defenders and you met all these guys?
Well, you were kind enough to introduce me to them on stage at the New York Comic Con last fall.
Yes.
So it was very exhilarating.
That was the first time you actually met any. Literally walked on stage and met them for the first time.
It was too late. They were stuck with me because I was already a huge fan of Daredevil and Jessica Jones and all the actors who play in those shows, as well as by then I was already a huge fan of Marco's and Jeff's and the writing, and frankly the character of New York City. I'm a New Yorker, and I love that New York City is indeed one of the 5 Defenders. And they also offered me a part I really couldn't refuse. It's a very interesting woman, and a woman who has a lot of dealings with this lovely young lady, and their relationship is certainly one of the most unusual and interesting relationships I've ever had on screen or off. So it was just a joy to work here and work with you guys, and I really appreciate it.
And what a pleasure and what a joy to be able to watch. Then, season 1 of Iron Fist was sort of your coming out party. It was like you, it was you basically, it was Danny first coming back to New York, realizing that he had to figure out what his life was going to be. But we leap forward in Defenders, and you're a man on a mission now. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I've always, hi everyone, by the way. I've always thought that Season 1 of Iron Fist and Season 1 of Defenders was Danny's first full arc, like Phase 1. And it was really nice to kind of take Danny from the beginning of Iron Fist and see him right through to the end of Defenders and see how much the character changes along the way and really grows into himself. And he's definitely inspired when he meets these other three people with abilities to kind of take his responsibilities with more purpose and drive. So, yeah.
And there's all kinds of kick buttery as well.
For sure.
Yeah. Mike. Just like holding on you. You come out of Luke Cage. You're now the hero of Harlem. And I think one of the things, because I think all these people have seen you get socked in the face by Danny Rand, and I think they all know that eventually the two of you are going to become friends. But that's not what this is about, is it?
No, no. And by the way, that didn't even hurt. It didn't hurt. He hurt his hand. You know, this story is something that we knew was coming, and I think the most interesting part of the Defenders is the relationships between the people. And you know, the fight scenes are cool and everything, but because we have such clear points of view, I think when we get together on screen and we start to bounce ideas off of one another and just have what we have off camera, it's great. And so those to me are the best parts of the series. I love working with Finn, love working with Krysten over here, who we have a long history obviously, and getting a chance to work with Matt, Sigourney. You know, it just was a great cast. And what was great about it as an ensemble is that we all shared the screen and we had time off and we enjoyed coming to set and we enjoyed seeing each other, and we you know, we'll always remember that, you know.
Krysten. How you doing? You wouldn't think that Jessica Jones would be comfortable hanging out with other people that sort of fight for good. Like, she's got her own thing.
Yeah.
How did you approach it when you knew you were going to have to be in scenes like, for example, with Charlie or Matt Murdock? What was that was like? I mean, obviously you knew Luke, but Matt Murdock was a whole new fish.
Well, Jessica doesn't really want to play with others. She doesn't ask or want help. But at the end of the day, I think what we love about Jessica is that she, underneath it all, she does have a gooey inside, and she will rise to the occasion and help the little guy. So she reluctantly goes on a journey with these guys because she knows that she's valuable, because she's super strong. But she takes every opportunity to make fun of everything they're doing and make fun of Daredevil's suit and make fun of all of it. So I think JJ in The Defenders brings a little bit of attitude and sass and the funny.
So Charles. Charlie. Second.
I love you!
I can't help that. Charlie, you took the biggest risk. You were the first one. Someone had to go through the door. And it was a big risk. It was a big chance to come out and be on the first show, and you put that on your shoulders and carried it. Did you know this day was coming? Did you ever suspect that you were going to work with all these people? Obviously none of these people existed when we started.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically I did. I do remember signing a contract. And there being some vague
section that mentioned a show called The Defenders, and I was, yeah, sure, we'll get to that. And then it just kind of happened so quickly. So it's kind of, it's so, as you guys probably know, each year we've, with Daredevil and the other shows, we've been to New York Comic Con. So it's kind of a wonderful celebration that we get to come here to Hall H. I've heard so much about it. I've never been to San Diego, and this is our celebration.
Marco, like, when you think about this, they're not a team. Like, there's no leader, they're not wearing, like, they don't go on a tower that has a big A on it or anything like that. So
I don't get the reference.
Just to talk a little bit about the dynamic, sort of the fun of the show is that we didn't have to worry about that, did we?
Yeah, the fun of the show is that this is not the kind of show, and I think if anybody who's watched any of the 4 shows knows this isn't the kind of show where they're going to ever have a headquarters. Nobody's getting fitted for suits. There are no T-shirts. Jessica's going to look at Danny and say, "Your fist doesn't make any sense to me." So we knew we had to kind of come in on a very grounded level, not necessarily what one would expect from a quote-unquote superhero story, because they're all so independent and grounded and organic, and they exist in the back alleys. And if the big superhero movies are happening in the skies, these people are all having fights in the back alleys and in really shitty bars and bad bars.
This is a question just for the 4 of you guys. While there is a great deal of tension,
we've had enough questions.
There's a great deal of tension on the screen, but what we saw behind the screen was like you were pulling jokes on each other and you were kind of screwing around.
I think we should just show the people some stuff, right? I have no idea if this was rehearsed, but John got you to show stuff, right?
Yeah, but we did that with John.
Yeah, but if John got you to show stuff.
Yeah, I can't be.
Oh, I understand that.
Let's show the guys.
No. These people are here to see you guys.
No,
They're not here
come
to see
on,
you
guys.
stuff.
I want to hear us talking. Do you want to see some stuff?
Come on.
All right, here's the deal. You gotta put away your phones. The first 2 episodes of Jessica Jones. S.J. Clarkson is an extraordinary person and gifted director, and we were very lucky to have her on the show. And then on a personal level, because I'm still kind of reeling from the whole award thingy. And there's someone who has come here for every single year with me, and there's no way for me to say thank you other than to tell you that my daughter Audrey means the world to me, and I thank you all for sharing that with her. So, be that as it may, one more time I'd like to bring out the cast of Marco and the Defenders. Promise you surprises. There was one last thing that we wanted to give to all of you, to say thank you to San Diego Comic-Con. Thank you for all our fans that have stayed with us since the beginning of Marvel Television and up through this extraordinary experience. This, for the first time ever in the whole wide world, we're going to show you the full-length trailer that is going to be coming out very soon for the Defenders, and you're going to get to see a whole bunch more of what it is that these guys have been up to. Jenny, roll the film.
And recipient, Mr. Jeff Lowe. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for spending please make your way to the exit doors. We thank you for spending your day here with us in Hall H. We remind you to check your events guide for nighttime programming that is taking place in and around the convention center this evening.